Fame happened to me nice and slow. It was like a slow drip. I was on a sitcom with 7 other people. Most people, I would never got recognized anywhere. Very rarely did people know who I was. And then I was on Fear Factor, and that was a lot more like popular and a lot more notoriety. But it was okay. It was doable. And then the podcast happened, and the UFC and the podcast kind of happened around the same time. It's like the UFC happened first. I was working for the UFC. I actually started working for the UFC back in '97. And I did that back when it was like banned from cable, and you could only get it if you had a satellite dish. And to me, it was just, I was a lifelong martial artist, and I was excited about the concept of getting all these different styles together. And so I got recognized a little bit from the UFC. And then after my podcast took off a few years after the UFC took off.